Hello everybody, and welcome to just a rules video regarding our new Terraria season that is going to be going. Season? Is that the right terming for it? What would you call it, Clay?
Season.
Series? Yeah. The first season of the series, I guess. This is just going to be the rules video, going over what we can and can't do, what we plan to do with the series. So, first of all, the name of the series, Terraria, but we research everything. That is essentially getting every item in the game. For those of you who have played Terraria, I imagine the guys that actually click on this video will know there are a lot of items in this game. So let me tab out real quick. So, Clay, do you have yours open as well? I guess it doesn't matter, but... So, what you're seeing right now is what is this, an Excel sheet? Yeah.
Yeah.
You are seeing a Excel sheet. On this Excel sheet is a list of every item in Terraria. Apart from some that we missed, but, you know, we have this section for that. So, every time we get an item, we're going to put a green square in here. That's right, we are going to research every item in this game. And as we found out, there's around over 5,000 items in this game. And no, I'm not joking. There is around 5,000 items in this game. A lot being furniture, but, you know, there's still an incredible amount. So, why are we doing this? Well, you know, I was kind of just messing around in Terraria for a bit, and I was actually planning on doing a separate, different series from this one. But, you know, it was kind of getting to the point where it's like I'm thinking of how I'm going to set this up, and nothing's really coming to mind in a really easy way. And then I thought, man, if only I had a character that was just a creative mode character. And that is essentially what the series is. It's just me and my buddy Clay are going to be making creative mode characters for Terraria. So let's explain the rules a little bit on how this works. So, as you can see, we're on journey mode right now. This is how we're going to make creative mode characters. The reason being, in journey mode, you see this powers menu tab. It's this little guy with the worker's hat. If you open that up and go to this research menu right here, you'll see this like cool little box that has the triple question marks, some cogs going around, and this research button. So how this works is whenever you put any item in here, it will tell you how much of that item you need to research it. And let me just go ahead and research this iron short sword right here. So now, it disappears from my inventory completely, so I no longer have it. However, since I successfully researched that item, it is now in my dupes menu. And now, I can infinitely spawn iron short swords whenever I want. I think you see the point of this. So that is essentially what we're going to do for this series. We have to get all the items, research all of them, and we'll have creative mode characters to make cooler series later on. Now, this actually isn't as easy as it seems. So for some items, like the short sword and the pick and the iron, all those, they only need 1-ups. That is because those are tools. But for like wood, dirt, stone, all of that, you need 100, some need 200, some need 250, some need 500. It really depends on what the type of block is. So gathering all of those is going to be kind of hard. I'm sure all of you are going to be like, oh, the Rod of Discord is going to be a little hard to get, like all those rare drop items. Yeah, we plan to get all of those. Now, let's lay out some groundworks for what is going to make this not so easy. So, of course, this is journey mode. I'm sure a lot of you haven't really touched Journey Mode because you saw Master Mode, and a lot of you tryhards out there automatically go, Master Mode is the only way to play this game now. But Journey Mode can literally be just as hard as Master Mode. As you see down here, there is a difficulty meter that goes from Journey, which is the weakest of the weakest, to all the way up to Master Mode. And that's what we're going to be playing in. We are going to be playing as Master Mode characters throughout this series. And we are also nerfing this powers menu altogether on a lot of things. So let's go through that real quick. So for open time menu, we're not really going to mess with time a lot unless, you know, it's for like, oh, we need the fishing items. We will deliberately change the time of day if we want to do a quick speed run of the quest getting for the fishermen. I think that's fine. But other than that, we'll just be playing it like naturally. If we need like blood moons or solar eclipses, we'll probably mess with that as well. Weather tab is kind of the same. I know certain enemies only spawn during blizzards and sandstorms and all of that. So we might mess with that later down the line, but again, we'll try to do that more naturally. This is the very big menu. So God mode is essentially what you think it is. God mode, you are immune to all types of damage. You cannot be damaged by anything. You are essentially God. That is obviously going to be disabled for this run, or else it would just be pointless to watch, basically. I mean, I guess unless you were just interested in us getting all the items. But, you know, there has to be some difficulty in this. So, God mode is going to be disabled. Increased placement range, we're disabling that too. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just this. With increased placement range, I'm able to mine this tree from all the way over here. I mean, that gives you some advantages. I mean, obviously it's not that big a deal, but we're turning it off anyway. And here's another big one. Spawn rate. So I do mess with this a little bit if the spawn rate doesn't seem high enough, like we're not really getting enough action. I'll probably turn it up a little bit here and there throughout the video, just so we're seeing like some monsters actually spawn. But other than that, we won't really touch on this. We're never gonna turn it to 0. Enemies are always gonna be spawning. We will turn it to insane spawn rates whenever we have to farm for items. But other than that, it's gonna be played normally. What else we got here? We're gonna leave infection spread on, and yeah, that's pretty much all we gotta say about the powers tab. So now, the dupes tab. This is the very important one. So, wait, is increased block placement allowing you to do this?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so the dupes tab, we are enabling this. The dupes tab is going to be enabled for this run. And that is because I believe, since we are doing this series to make creative mode characters, we're not going to, I know it seems OP, but it's not going to be inherently OP until we get the research material. So I believe it is fair for us to use this because, I mean, it's useless until we get the research item, and then it's OP. But that's kind of how I want it to be. I want it to be like that. Like, you know, we're researching all these items. I feel like we should be able to use the dupe feature as we see fit, because we're going through the trouble of doing this in the first place. So I'm not going to make this any harder on us than it already is. This is already going to be a hard challenge. We're playing it on master mode.
Some items would be very annoying to get without the ability to duplicate things. Like walls for all of the blocks and everything. I mean, if we imagine getting like 100 obsidian brick and then needing obsidian brick wall, and so you have to like get more and more, and you need 400 walls to research. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to be, duping is not used to make the game easier. It's just to shortcut the grinding aspect of this run.
We're still going to be fighting all the bosses, like, legitimately. Like, obviously, if we find a heart statue, then that's lucky for us. We'll be able to, like, obviously use the heart statues when we get the mechanic and stuff like that. But if we don't, then we're just going to be relying on potions and platform setups and just, you know, the normal way to... No, don't you dare, Clay. Do not do this.
What do you mean? I'm just lighting it up in here.
No, this is... We're not doing this in the rules intro. So... Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Where was I? Bosses. So, for the bosses, I mean, we're still gonna be fighting them legitimately, like with platforms and running. Obviously, we're using the fledgling wings because these are unique items you can only get when starting in Journeyman mode. So, I mean, I'm not just gonna say, oh, wings are OP, we're not gonna use them. These wings are kind of terrible, and honestly, they might hinder us more than help us during a boss fight, but, you know, I'll still use them because they're wings.
They don't really fly high enough to be useful, but they're nice because they keep us from taking fall damage. I think that's the most useful thing to do.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, the principles of the run, I think duping is fine just because the run itself is insane. So, the less time it takes from our lives, because obviously this is a cool idea. Like, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this run. I think... Yeah, do you think we're gonna have a lot of fun in this run, Clay?
Yeah, I mean, it's still just Terraria, but at the end game is we have characters that are, you know, creative mode characters, like very literally. And of course, you could do it faster if you did God mode throughout and just sat and grinded, but it's more rewarding because we're also completing the game at master difficulty.
Mm-hmm. And getting all the master mode items is going to be kind of hard as well, because I know a lot of those aren't 100%. Yeah, a lot of those items aren't 100% drops. So it should be interesting to do. I mean, I hope you guys will enjoy it. I think it's going to be very fun to watch. But yeah, this was just going to be a short session of me explaining like what's going to go on. Obviously, with the power of duping, we're not just going to like run through the game as fast as possible. Since we have the power of duping, we're going to try and make our world beautiful as well, since we're going to have infinite resources of everything. So expect a lot of building as well.
Yeah, and there's going to be spots if we have a lot of things that we need to research, because if you think about it, like each time like you get an ore, you have to make all the armor and tools and all the blocks that the ores can make. So you kind of have to stop and pause and research a bunch of stuff. But then that's like big checkpoints for us. And yeah, also it just goes slower because in a normal run, you're not going to be stopping and digging up every clay block or every silt block you find because you normally don't really care. But in this one, we need every single item in the game, so we have to stop and kind of be thorough in our exploration. So it's a different feel than normal Terraria.
Yeah, because in normal Terraria, when you're metagaming, like whenever me and Clay play this game and we're just metagaming to try and beat it, we most of the time don't build any armor. Like, we just go to fight the High Cthulhu and just like rush Demonite stuff. I have died to slime. We just rush for like Demonite stuff and then just like power through the game, and it's just like that simple. But with this, since we have to collect all the ores anyway, like it just gives me a purpose to collect everything in sight. Thank you for the lemon. But yeah, the only other thing there really is to talk about is we are going to... So, originally, whenever me and Clay were typing out this list, this very incredibly long list, we weren't going to... we weren't going to include the Crimson items. That's why the Crimson items are over in their own section. But then we found out, because there is a certain item on this list that only appears... Why is the tools gray? Why has this happened? Am I crazy? I swear. Now it's a 2! Why is it a 2?
What's a 2?
What do you mean? It's a 2 now instead of tools.
What cell are you in?
The very first one. A1. There, I fixed it.
A1?
It's tools now.
Oh, I'm like scrolled.
But yeah, so the original reason the Crimson items weren't going to be in is because, you know, we were like, oh, we don't want to world hop. And then while we were making this list, we found out really fast, we're going to have to world hop for a lot of this. And also, it just happened to work out because there is a certain item on this list that you can only get in the special Terraria seed, and that is the release date for the game. It's the release date seed. That seed works out really well for us, actually, because it has the otherworldly music, and it comes with a Crimson and a Corruption. So we can get...
And it comes with all the ores too, so normally like when you start a world you either get copper or tin, but it has all the ores.
Yes,
so
it has.
The seed is meant for like having access to everything.
Mm-hmm. So it just like works out for this specific run that we're doing.
Yeah.
We will have to world hop for some of these things though, like the overworld chest, the water chest, all of that. We might be able to fish up some of these items, but other than that... Oh, by the way, guys, this video is recorded after our 2 initial recording sessions, by the way. So this is just like a example world. The reason this list has some greens on it is because this is pretty much where we are at in the run right now. I'm just like sketching over it. If you guys really want to pause and see what we've gotten so far, feel free. I don't really, care if you're like, I know what they've done already. Well, yeah, you still need to watch it to see what we've done, but, So, yeah, this is just an example world. This isn't the start of the video or anything. We're not, like, cutting out anything. You'll see everything. This was just kind of to give you a heads up on what the video is going to be, so we don't have to explain the rules at the start of that video, and we can just hop into it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the series when it comes out. I hope you guys are a little bit hyped up if you've watched till the end. And we'll see you guys then.
See ya.